Hello everyone, welcome to another class of Homecoming Yoga. I'm feeling a lot of joy welcoming you at my home, and I feel very honored to be a guest at your homes and your apartments, in your rooms, a guest in your private life. Topic for today is a mixture. If you can imagine this area of life that is about boundaries, and boundaries around giving and receiving, about balancing how much we give and how much we receive, how much we share and how much we welcome to open ourselves to receive, to notice what is offered to us as a gift, and also intentionally share our gifts with others, and also setting boundaries around it. It is easy to get stuck into this narrative of a good girl that is always there for others, always ready to help, having so much to give, so many gifts to give. So it's also about saying no to being a victim of a narrative. It's also about saying no to certain gifts that we don't want, but we feel kind of obliged to receive when someone comes with a good intention. It's also about allowing ourselves to embrace receiving. It's about questions. How do we react to compliments? How we react when someone wants to be there for us? Many questions. I'm sure they will pop up during the class. And yes, as always, you are warmly welcomed to pause any moment. Any moment you feel you would like to pause for longer, stay with yourself or with a question for longer, or maybe repeat something. This class is an invitation, but you are in charge. The main teacher is inside you. So I invite you to follow the guidance that I prepared for today, but above all, listen to the teacher inside you, as this teacher knows the best what fits you, what is good for you today. And you can always come back to this class and follow, as maybe tomorrow or in 1 week. There are different topics of different areas of your body that would be ready to open or to be explored. So with this invitation on mind and in my heart, I invite you to find a comfortable way to stand. If that's right for you, I would like to start the class in standing. First, becoming aware of the contact of your feet with the ground. What can be helpful is to shift the body weight between different corners of the feet. Becoming aware of this contact and noticing how it feels to be out of balance when we are leaning backwards or when we are leaning forward. Already this simple movement, and you can change direction by the way, is a good metaphor for our life. Sometimes I'm leaning forward, trying to grasp, to control, to kind of micromanage, or maybe give more than I should. Sometimes I may lean backwards, avoiding, or becoming passive, waiting. So I invite you now to make it really big, really get out of balance here. That's just circling, whoop, shifting the body weight, the way it is distributed. And then slowly, I invite you to start looking for balance. You can even close your eyes to notice When is this moment when you are arriving into your center? Pause. When you find your center, pause when you find your balance. Just pause here for a moment. Giving your awareness to this pose of standing in your center. Standing grounded, centered, balanced. Lengthening through your spine, sending top of your head towards the sky. How does it feel to say, I'm centered, I am balanced? And then slowly shift your awareness to your breath. Become aware of this movement of contraction and expansion. And I invite you to take your palms and mirror the movement of your breath with your palms. Inhaling, expanding. Exhaling, contracting. And I invite you to move your palms in the rhythm of your breath. And when we talk about giving and receiving, I invite you to perceive this moment as a gift to yourself. Gift of authentic presence. Your palms are mirroring the movement of the breath, showing its empathy, compassion. Ability to be present in this intimate experience. And with the next breath, I invite you to notice in which part of your body you are the most aware of this movement of. Where do you sense this contraction and expansion? Is it in your chest, in your ribs, in your belly, or somewhere else? For me today is somewhere here. So I am placing my palms and I invite you to do the same. Bring your palms to this area of the body where you notice expansion and contraction of the breath. And stay here for a moment, offering yourself gift of touch, gift of connection, gift of time. And maybe notice how your inner landscape, how your breath are reacting to this gentle touch and to attention. And in this space of intimate connection to yourself, maybe there is something arising, something you would like to tell yourself. Words of compassion and support. And with the next breath, I invite you to release the right palm and bring it in a certain distance from your body, just maybe 10 or 20 centimeters. Your left palm is still connected to the skin, connected to the movement of the breath, and the right palm is showing empathy to the left palm by mirroring the movement, almost like the right palm was saying, I feel you. And I invite you to stay here for a few breaths, with left palm on the body and right palm following the movement of the left palm. And then gently bring your right palm back to your physical body, to a place where you are noticing the breath. And then release the left palm. So left palm now can show empathy, compassion to the right palm by mirroring. And notice what's happening within you when you are becoming the one to show yourself compassion by being present to your breath, to yourself. And then gently release also your right palm. So both palms are in contact with your body, but from a distance. And both palms can mirror the movement of the chest, of the breath, of the belly. Being present and understanding, even without touch. And while keeping your palms in a distance from your physical body, you may notice that even you are not touching the skin, you are within your personal field. You are within your private sphere. You can sense your body, you can sense your emotions, even without touching. And through this sensation, you can start becoming aware of your boundaries. That doesn't end with your skin. But expand to the psychological field around you. And I invite you now to use your palms that became so intimately connected to the sense of what compassion is. I invite you to use your palms to set up your boundaries. Safe psychological space around you. So how we can do it? You can find your own way, and here comes the invitation from me to use the palms to, in a way, push away external expectation, external energies that doesn't belong to you, and use your palms to paint, to set up safe space around you. Almost like you tried to notice the boundaries of a safe, protective bubble around you. And I am doing it quite slowly, quite mindfully. But don't be afraid of your power. Sometimes to set up this protective bubble around us, this sense of boundaries, we need to be more like that. So don't be afraid. And once you set up the safe psychological space around yourself, I invite you to arrive into Tadasana, that is stable pose of balance and being grounded. If that helps, you can also gently close your eyes. And just feel yourself inside safe boundaries that you just set up. And how does this bubble feel like? What is the temperature? Mine is filled with bright light and feels a little fluffy like a cloud. How is yours? And the boundaries? Do they have color, texture? I invite you to stay for a moment inside protective bubble of your healthy boundaries. Allowing your breath to flow freely, knowing that regardless external expectations, pushes, you are safe and free to say yes or no. That you are free to say maybe or I don't know. And you are free to just be without saying anything. whenever you are ready, you can gently open your eyes, knowing that you are taking this protective bubble with you, that whenever you are on the street, in the contact with others, you are surrounded by this healthy sense of boundaries. So you are free to say yes, no, or just be. May you never forget this bubble. And may I never forget it too.